Greetings everyone, welcome to my video on how to rock paint, or how to paint a rock, or how to easily paint a rock, and how to do a quick 5-minute art rock. I'm going to cover everything you need to know, and we're going to start off with a rock, a little beach rock, which I have, as you can see, here's one I made earlier, covered in acrylic paint. I scrubbed it off the rock when I got in, let it dry so it's clean, there's no contaminants. Put the white acrylic paint on. You can use white, black, or whatever color. The acrylic paint I use is this stuff, just craft acrylic paint purchased from the dollar store. I think it was $1.25. Put a little bit of that on. Use a brush, dollar store brush. Painted it on, went around real nicely, and I just let it dry. Doesn't take long to dry. This gives me a good base coat for what I'm going to do, and it makes it look cleaner. Now, I'm sure there's many ways to just paint the acrylic paint on and use that, but we use these things, Posca pens. Bought some for my daughter a while ago, and I've seen her using them for graffiti. These are brilliant. It's going to allow me to just draw on the rock like I would just a sketch, and these dry quite quickly, and you can paint different colors on top of each other once they've dried, so it ends up making a really cool and quite detailed rock, if that's the way that you want to do your rocks. I might show you a couple of examples of a couple we have kicking around, but I'm going to show you how to do this rock first. So I've picked a load of colors out already. I've got some blues, different shades, some pinks, reds, orange, yellow, and then I have a smaller size than this one. I think that's the 5mm. I've got the little 3mm here, which are nice for fine details. Alrighty, I'm going to go all Bob Ross, Rolf Harris on you here. I'm going to do a typical 5-minute rock that I've done a few times. We might have a couple kicking around. It's going to kind of be like this one, but it's not going to be a spacey themed one. We'll try and do it like a beachy one with a sunset. I like the beachy ones with a sunset, so we're going to need the sunset up at the top, the reds and the oranges and the yellows, and the blues down at the bottom. Alrighty, so I'm going to grab my blues and my reds, oranges, and stuff. Right, well, we'll start at the top with just some horrible pink. And we'll do a red. And we'll just fill that in. Nothing special, just getting some ink on there. Definitely do some orange. Going to add a little bit more darker red over there. Going to wet my finger. Yeah. I'm just going to give it a good rubbing in here. Cover all of that white. Do you know what it is yet? Do you? So there is the top of the rock. Now, if I want to add in a bit more, no worries. No worries. Just going to throw another bit of red in there and darken it up a bit at the top. Maybe a little bit more orange down at the bottom. Like I said, this stuff dries really quickly, so you can do a lot of cool, blendy stuff very quickly. Different inks on top of each other. Now I'm going to do my water. I like a bit of water. So I'm going to start off with a dark blue. Just a big line of it right across there. And I mean, look how that goes on. Goes on straight on top of the other ink. Definitely bring that down to a lighter blue. And these pens are great. I'm going to change that over a little bit there, and you know what? I've got a real funky green here. It's like a greeny blue. Just going to add that around the bottom. Going to wet my finger again, and I'm going to blend that in as best as I can. Trying to get coverage all around the edge, and it doesn't matter if you miss a little bit. This is kind of what makes it look cool. 1 second, I'm going to rinse my fingers. Not perfectly clean, but enough to continue on without making any more mistakes. So next thing I'm going to do, well, it's got to be some sand and a sun. Now, as I'm doing a 5-minute rock, I will use just a little fan to give my rock, sorry, did I cut you there? To give my rock a quick dry before I do the next bit. So I'm going to throw in some sand here on the edge. It might go a little bluey, a little greeny, because it's not perfectly dry yet. A little sun. Touch that up here in a bit too. Just start to get that sandy stuff going. The sandy colours. I want more of a solid colour along the top there, so I'm going to kind of leave that there. Just blot it in a little bit. It doesn't have to be exact. No one's going to be precise here. Although what I do want is a little bit more of an orangey sun. Well, that's a big sun. Ooh. And of course, I want a little bit of reflection here. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. Do you know what it is yet? I'm sure you do. Coming back to my sand over here. I really want that ink to dry a little bit more before I put some serious sandage in. There we go, serious sandage. Now, I am not very good at this. Said this before, but I enjoy it. I'm just going to pop in a couple of palm trees. Sometimes these Posca pens, they require a little bit of attention. Here we go. There we go. And maybe some leaves, but I think before I put my leaves in, leaves, I want to just add a little bit of white in here. And here. Just to break everything up a little tiny bit. Add a little texture to it, I think. Like I said, I am not any expert at all, but I do enjoy doing this. And that's part of the fun, right? It's very therapeutic, very zen. Find your inner me. I'm not the world's greatest palm treer. That's pretty scrawny looking palm trees. Pretty leggy. I'll add a little bit. I do like a leggy palm tree. I'm gonna give that a quick dry with the fan. You can see as it's reflective there, the ink on the palm trees. That obviously that isn't dry yet, but it soon dries up under a fan. Alrighty, I think the next thing is I'm just gonna whip out the black. A couple of little tiny dots here and there for coconuts. And you know what? I think we're done. It's not bad. So I'm gonna seal that. I'm gonna let it dry for about 24 hours. And then I'm gonna seal it with this beautiful stuff here. Rust-oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover Gloss Clear. Just give it a couple of coats of that and she is good to go out into the wild. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Everything you need to know about painting a rock. Enjoy, go out there and paint. Do it now. You know you want to.